Hello class. So here's unit 6. We are going to learn about exponents. Okay. Well, I trust that you know what an exponent is. Here's a quick review. The 3 here is the exponent. So basically it tells you how many times you have to multiply the base. 4 is the base. So 4 to the third power, so 4 cubed, is 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Another example right here, you have negative 5 squared. So that's negative 5 times negative 5, that's positive 25. Okay, so you heard me say this word, the base and the exponent. And together we call it a power. Anyway, here are the rules that we are going to go over for exponents. The 0 power, anything, and when I say anything, anything to the 0th power is equal to 1. Okay, I have some examples later, but I'm just going to give you guys these rules here and then we will practice using the rules. When you have the product, so basically when you have x cubed times x to the 4th, the bases are the same. If the bases are the same, then you add the exponent. So you're going to do 3 plus 4, which is 7. Quotient rule tells you that if you have the same base, then you can subtract the exponents of 5 minus 2, which is 3. I didn't mean to write that 5 there, but anyway, that's going to be 3. 5 minus 2, which is 3. Okay. Over here, this is the power rule. So when you have a power raised to a power, exponent raised to an exponent, you multiply them. So you do here, it would be 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay. And then the negative power. So anytime you see a negative exponent, it kind of does a little elevator ride. So it moves from the numerator to the denominator or the denominator to the numerator. So for example, right here, I'm going to go ahead and put a little fraction bar. So 5 to the negative 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1, and this moves in the denominator, 5 to the positive 2, and then the negative goes away. And then here, when you have two things raised to the power, so if you see parentheses raised to a power, you pretty much distribute the power. So for example, you have here 2 to the third power, and then y to the third power. So you have 2 to the third power, which is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then you just bring this over. And then the power of quotient, same type of thing. You're going to go ahead and distribute the powers here, the exponents. So this is x to the 4th over 3 to the 4th power. So x to the 4th stays x to the 4th. 3 to the 4th, let's see, I'm just going to put 3 to the power of 4. It's 81. That's that. Okay. All right. Well, here's a bunch of examples. I kind of have to go through all of them, and you can see if you have any questions. So you have here 3 to the 4th, the whole thing raised to the 0th power, so that's equal to 1. This is raised to the 0th power, anything, I'm telling you guys, anything raised to the 0th power is equal to 1. Okay. All right, so the product of power rules tells you to add the exponents, right? So as long as they have the same base. So here they do have the same base. So you can go ahead and take x2 plus 3, which is 5. You might be tempted to multiply like 2 times 3, but you cannot do that. You have to add the exponents. Same thing here. They have the same base. So 4 plus 5, which is 9. Make sure to add the base. All right, here, so I have some coefficients. A coefficient is the number in front of your variable. So what I can do with the coefficients here is go ahead and multiply it. So I will go ahead and write this out here step by step. So the coefficient, I'm going to do 10 times 3. Those are my coefficients. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply those two together. All right. And then for the exponents, I'm going to do x2 plus 4. So that can get a little confusing, so just keep track of that, all right? So you have here 10 times 3, which is 30, and then you have x2 plus 4, which is 6. So that is my final answer. It is being reduced. And not reduced, it's simplified. I don't know why I said reduced, but so over here, same process, it's being multiplied. It's just different notation. Here, I'm multiplying these two. Here also I'm multiplying, it's just I'm using parentheses. The same thing. So you have here negative 6 times 4, which is negative 24. And then you have a. Now, if I don't have anything written up there, that means by default, it is an exponent of 1. So you have here, I'm just going to put the a's together. So 1 plus, always add, 3, which is 4. And then b to 2 plus 6, which is 8. So let me go ahead and clean everything up. So you have negative 24, a to the 4th power, and b to the 8th power. All right? All right, a couple more examples for this. So you have here, multiply the coefficients. So 9 times 5, which is 45. And then I'll go ahead and add this up. So I have here p to the 1st power and p to the 2nd power. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And then q to the 1st power and q to the 4th power. So 1 plus 4 is 5. That's it. All right, so 6 times negative 7. Let's go ahead and multiply the coefficients. So that's negative 35. And then you have here x, that's a negative. 5 plus 2, which is 7. And then y, 8 plus 4, that is 12. And that's it. That is the product of power rule, so very important rule. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the quotient. Let me fix my camera. All right, quotient of powers. So here we're going to subtract the exponents as long as they have the same base, okay? So here R and R, they have the same base. So this is 9 minus 4, which is 5. Here, well, this one, I'm going to go ahead and write it out for you and show you. It's my daughter singing. 3 minus 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0. And that is equal to 1. Anything to the 0th power is equal to 1. Another quick way to do this, hopefully you'll do this as you get better at exponents. You can see that you can go ahead and just cross those out. When I cross it out, this becomes a 1 over 1, and 1 over 1 is also 1. So that's just an easier way to do it. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. I have two different variables. So let's do the a first. So that'd be 6 minus 2 is 4. And then b is 4 minus 1, which is 1. I don't have to write anything, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay? And then here, my coefficient, 6 over 2, I can go ahead and divide it out. Because 6 over 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that's just 3. There's a few different ways I can write this, but I think I'll just write it out like this. And then x, 4 minus 3 is 1. So 3x, that's it. All right, and then this last two problems right here. 36 divided by 4, I think that's negative 9. Let's check in decimals because I'm not. It's been a long day. Negative 9, yeah. Told you. So this is negative 9. And look at what I have here, c squared and c squared. I can go ahead and, like I did up here, I can go ahead and cancel those out, okay? I could do 2 minus 2, which is 0, and the c is 0. Why? Just cancel it out. And over here, 5 minus 3. And so the c part goes away. I don't have to bring anything over. But the d over here, 5 minus 3 is 2. And then over here, 36 and 54, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a decimal. It doesn't really go into it, but I can reduce it. So I have to look for numbers that go into them evenly, or just put it in decimal. It's so much easier. So you do 36 over 54. You get a fraction, and then press the fraction button, and it reduces it for you. So that's just going to be 2 over 3. I'll do a fraction like that. And then 6 minus 3. That's 6 over 3, 6 minus 3, that is 3. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. I don't like how I wrote that. So a better way to write this would be 2m cubed m 3 over 3. That is the quotient rule. Subtract. I think I'll stop this video here because I have a few more other rules I have to go over. Have to do the power, negative, and yeah, a couple of others. So I'll start a new video for that. All right, thanks for watching.